What is up, guys? Love Smash is back with a new video today, and we're going to be discussing first-party characters in this video. We'll also talk about some second and third-party Nintendo characters towards the end of the video. I'll spend a minute on that, but mostly we're going to be discussing the first-party ones. And like all my videos, this is only speculation, opinions, and the sharing of ideas. Nothing is official in any way. I'm just giving my opinions towards certain first-party characters. And we're going to talk about first are the 10 characters that were on my top 10 list, which were my 6 that I thought would make great characters, along with my 4 honorable mentions. We'll talk about a few characters that Sakurai himself had either thought of being playable, and we'll also discuss just other first-party characters in the Nintendo universe. Now, Little Mac was the first one on my list. There's no need to get into him. He is confirmed. I cannot wait to play as him. He looks great, so we got him already. That's 1 for 1 on my list, that called correctly. The second on my list was Takamaru. He's from a Japanese-only game. I cannot pronounce the name, but if you want to check it out, Google it. And it is a first-party Nintendo game. And other than his potential moveset being having a great potential with throwing knives, shurikens, invisible cloak, lightning attacks, fireballs, being Nintendo's first samurai, Takamaru is a very good option, in my opinion, to be a good potential playable character in this game. The only thing holding him back, I would think, the fact that he is a Japanese exclusive only character. But that has not stopped Sakurai before with the whole Fire Emblem thing. And here's the thing, if you've seen it of late, the past few years, Takamaru has been featured in a bunch of Nintendo games, whether he was a sticker in Brawl, a cameo in Captain Rainbow, a cameo in the Japanese version of WarioWare DIY. His first playable appearance in Samurai Warriors on the Wii, and then being an attraction in Nintendo Land, having his own attraction. I think that kind of beckons him in a way, because they have not forgotten about him as a character, so they are putting him in some games. And the fact that I feel like they're trying to do like a pit thing with him, and by what I mean by that is a character who hasn't been around for 20 years, they include him in Smash Bros, and then all of a sudden maybe they can make a new game and sell more copies, make a new game and then sell copies of that game to have like another franchise. That's my opinion. Of course, that's not official, but that's what I kind of think, because they have not forgotten about him, so that's why I think he's a good option. Chrom is very simple. He was the third character on my list. They did the thing when they cut Roy with Ike in Brawl, and then I feel like they're going to do the same thing, cut Ike and put Chrom in. Now, a lot of people can argue and say Roy was cut through time constraints, but he was featured. But Roy was still cut, so you can use that argument all you want, but they still cut him. I mean, they delayed the game 3 times. I can't imagine it was time constraints, but whatever. So I feel like that's going to be the same fate. And they have done that with the newer Fire Emblem character to promote the game. They're going to do that to promote Fire Emblem Awakening by cutting Ike. And I know there are Ike supporters out there. I'm sorry if I offend you by saying that, but that's my opinion. With Mewtwo, he was the 4th character on my list. I really thought he was easily going to make his return, but now I'm sort of having second thoughts with the whole Lucario being confirmed. I don't know why. I mean, Mewtwo was planned for the original game. He wasn't in. He was in Melee. They cut him in Brawl. He was one of the Forbidden 7, the same thing with Roy, but he wasn't featured. And I think maybe it's the whole thing to do with his two Mega Evolutions. They couldn't figure out a way to do that. But there still is hope, so I'm not ruling him out completely. I'm just saying I'm sort of like second-guessing with the whole thing that happened with him, because I really do think he's a great character. But enough with him. And Dixie was the 5th character on my list. Now, I had ideas saying that she could be paired up with Diddy for like an Ice Climbers Zelda Chic swap thing. But Diddy has been revealed, and I thought with Tropical Freeze coming out, Dixie was going to be the one revealed, but it doesn't look like that. It could still happen. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm second-guessing myself. But there are a few other options if they didn't want to go with Dixie as another female character to this game. For instance, there are 2 other females on this list with Palutena. Palutena, it wouldn't be odd to see Sakurai take another character from Kid Icarus, which is his game now. The only knock I have against Palutena would be that I really don't think Kid Icarus needs 2 reps, in my opinion, and the whole changing of Pit's Final Smash, because she does appear in his Final Smash. But the pros with that is that they have already changed 2 of Pit's moves already, 2 of his B moves, so it wouldn't be weird if they changed his Final Smash as well. And Sakurai, it is his game, like I said. He would include another character like Palutena. And the third thing being, here are the leaked images. No one has confirmed or denied these as being real. They look pretty legit, so maybe Palutena's already in this game and we don't know. And the other character that I want to talk about, another option for Dixie, would be Crystal from Star Fox. Every Smash Bros. Game, Star Fox has gotten a new rep. But the way I'd still give the edge over Dixie and Palutena over Crystal is because the Star Fox series of late has not been represented in the past few years. There has not been a new game. I'm not counting the 3DS release of the 64 version as a new game. She wasn't even in that. But still another viable option there. A lot of moveset potential for her. So I give it up a toss-up between those three at the last spot. I'm still pulling for Dixie, but... And before anyone says, why's Pac-Man on this list? He's not first party. I know, but he was on my list, and it is a good plug to promote my Ridley and Pac-Man discussion video. If you want to check that out, click on my channel, and you can find all about that. I know, don't start writing, he's not first party. I know, I'm aware of that. So that's the plug. But King K. Rool, another good he was one of my honorable mentions, the one of the four. Of late, he has not been featured in Donkey Kong Country games, which makes me a little weary about his inclusion. But he has been featured in Barrel Blast and Mario Super Sluggers. So he hasn't been forgotten about, and he's not owned by Rare. People keep saying that, so you can forget that. But the way he hasn't been featured in Donkey Kong Country anymore, it doesn't seem likely. Ridley, I have a whole video talking about Ridley. Check it out, the Ridley Pac-Man discussion. I can't talk more about Ridley. It's like beating a dead horse at this point. It's not in me anymore. I'm sorry, guys. And my other one on the list was the Duck Hunt Dog. Very cool oddity character, in my opinion. Duck Hunt, a very popular game for the NES. And I know he's very odd, and a lot of people are against him, but a good moveset ideas with throwing ducks, flying with the duck, shooting the Zabragon, throwing clay disc, using his laugh as a taunt. The ducks can fly across the screen as like a Final Smash. And Mike Jones from Star Tropics, I know he's very unlikely with the game only being released in Europe and America, not Japan, and Sakurai won't even release a character with an American release of a game, so what chance does he have? Now, these are characters Sakurai has discussed in certain things. The first one, Karate Joe, he discussed in an article about Geno, and I will put the article up if you guys want to read it. He said he wanted to include a character from Rhythm Heaven. He thought about it, but he wouldn't because he said they're technically not Nintendo characters like Geno was in a way. I didn't understand that, but it is a first-party game, Rhythm Heaven. I have a whole thing I'll explain at the end about all first-party games. So he did discuss him. And he did also discuss the Excitebike Racer, Balloon Fighter, Urban Champion, and Bubbles from Ku Klux Klan as potential characters in Melee. He went with the Ice Climbers to represent the 8-bit era in the end. But those were 4 characters he did discuss as playable at one point. I don't think they would be included in the 4th game, but we don't know yet, but just wanted to throw that out there. Now here are characters from other franchises. For instance, a lot of people do want Toad and Bowser Jr. I really can't see it with the addition of Rosalina now. I feel like 5 Mario reps, and that's going to be it. Toad is part of the moveset for Peach. Very unlikely with him. Now, when it comes to other Zelda characters, I know people want Midna and Girahim and Toon Zelda. The thing with Midna and Girahim is, I feel like, because they're only one game each with Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, I feel like that is it. I feel like that's it for them. They're kind of irrelevant. Good moveset for Girahim, but I can't really say it. And Toon Zelda, I really don't think they need Toon Zelda and Toon Link. Excuse me. And when it comes to other Metroid characters, I did my whole Ridley discussion, so please check the video on that. And along the lines of any other new ones, I feel like they're too new in a way, and I feel like, yet again, Samus may be the only Metroid rep. So that's my opinion, though. With Prince Fluff and Waddle Dee, Prince Fluff, too new, I don't even know how that would work. He's made of yarn. And Waddle Dee's kind of like Toad. He's an Attack of DVD, and there's so many of them. Doesn't really make sense. And with Slippy and Peppy, I feel like Crystal would get the nod over them. Very simple. F-Zero characters, I feel like yet again, Captain Falcon's going to be the only F-Zero rep. There hasn't been a new game in over 10 years, or 10 years, whatever. Any other mother characters, like Masked Man, I can't say it. I feel like they only need one in Ness. I said Lucas was going to get cut. I really don't think they need more than one rep in the whole, represent the franchise. Wario, I feel like Wario is going to be the only one from the WarioWare as well. We know Ashley's an assist trophy, so I feel like that's pretty much it. Just Wario is a playable character. Anyone from Pikmin, I think all you really need is Olimar repping the franchise. You don't need more than one. And when it comes to Animal Crossing, I still say the villager is going to have a female skin, like the Wii Fit Trainer has the male skin. So you have a male and female villager. That's more than enough for the Animal Crossing franchise to represent. Now with other choices, these are characters from other Nintendo games like Saki and Issa Joe from Sins and Punishment. I feel like they're having only 2 games and they haven't made an impact as other games have, so that's why I really can't see them as playable characters. Great moveset potential though, we really can't see it. Advance Wars, yes, old school and all that, but I really can't see them getting a representative as a playable character. Returning an assist trophy, yes. Now, somebody made this in Mach Rider as a playable character. Very legitimate moveset actually, but I feel he might be not as popular as the more old school characters that would maybe get a shot over him. This is Mike Anderson and SD Falcon with the game Battle Clash. Very old, very forgotten NES game. Just thought I'd put him on the list since he is first party Nintendo, but very unlikely. Muddy Mole, my personal favorite. I don't think he'd get a nod as a playable character, but maybe as an assist trophy, because Mole Mania did come out on the 3DS, so that'd be a good way to promote for that game. And Stanley the Bugman, very forgettable, even though he was a trophy in Melee, but can't see him as a playable character. Very, very, very relevant, along with a character like Sheriff. Irrelevant, game came out in like 79. He was a trophy in Melee, like Stanley, but really can't see him being playable. Like they'd have to make him. They really can't make him. I mean, they could make him pixel, but I don't even know if they would do that. Sukapon, very personal favorite of mine. Like him a lot. The only thing holding him back is say that he only had one game and he was on a Japanese-only game. That's why I wouldn't see him being playable. But I said he'd make a Great Assist Trophy. Anyone from the game Pro Wrestling, it's kind of a forgotten NES game. So, and there isn't one set character, so really can't see any of them being playable. Maybe it's an Assist Trophy. Crash Mode, Push Mode, feel like it's too new as a Nintendo game. Hasn't made much of an impact, and I don't even know how it works as a playable character. Lip, I feel like her item is really all she needs, representing the whole franchise. Can't see her being playable as well. Who else? Dr. Loeb, I don't even know how that would work, but he is first party, that's why I did put him on this list. So, it just felt, but not happening. And, who else? Anyone from Pilot Wings, I feel like the Mii's have kind of taken over as characters in the Pilot Wings series, and I don't think they would add a character from an old game. I feel like the stage is what's going to represent that in a way. And no characters from wave racing or snowboarding games, very, very unlikely. I don't even know why people would think that, but whatever, not happening. And now we're going to come to second and third party Nintendo characters, and of course there are a lot of characters on this list that people want to see playable, but at the same time, I think it's a thing saying that Sakurai has not gotten through all the possible first party characters yet, so maybe that's why he's not including second part and third party help yet, from Nintendo at least. And I feel like it can't be a licensing thing because they were assist trophies and stickers and stuff. I think it's just him saying that. Of course, there's a lot of potential good characters on this list for playable, but maybe we'll have to wait and see on those. I don't know yet. I'm just taking an educated guess here by saying that's why he's not including them, because there's so many additional first-party characters he can include. I mean, a lot of them really haven't made a stake in gaming, which may hold them back. I feel like if there was one, it'd be like someone from Golden Sun, since that series has been around for over 10 years. But yet again, I just think it's him saying he hasn't gotten all the first-party characters out of the way. So we'll have to wait and see on that, if any are going to be included. But that's just my opinion on that. Anyone could justifiably be in this game. Like any other character on this list I mentioned, any character has an equal chance because they are Nintendo-related. But I'm still sticking with my opinions of my top 10 lists, which were really the 6 that I said that I think were going to be playable. And as you see here are all the first-party franchises. And I forgot to mention this with Dixie in the beginning. I did say she could be a standalone character as well as the pair-up with Diddy thing, but it seems like that wouldn't work now since Diddy is confirmed. But she still has a shot as playable, and she is one of the Forbidden Seven, so that might give her the edge over characters like Palutena and Crystal, because she was considered and her data is on the Brawl disc. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but we hit 300 subscribers. For my last week's video, I said we had 200 we just hit. A week later, we're already up to 300, so thank you guys for everyone supporting the channel and helping it grow. It really does mean a lot. Thank you guys so much. Unbelievable, 100 subscribers in a week. That is crazy. But anyway, guys, that is my video for today. Like always, it'd be greatly appreciated if you liked and commented, subscribed to the channel, clicked on my channel to see all my other videos. There are a lot, like I said, please check those out. And please, like always, suggest a video topic. I'm always looking for new stuff to talk about. And you'll see my video next week. We'll be discussing all third-party characters. So it's a bit of a sensitive issue, but we got to do it. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. And I forgot to mention one more thing. With the Pokemon franchise, it is a second party compared to Nintendo with Game Freak developing the game. So they are second party, but they have to be represented because it is the second biggest franchise next to Mario for Nintendo. It's a multi-billion-dollar thing, so they have to represent that. All right, just had to add that.